And welcome to this video. So obviously those who have been tuning in know that we've been doing a series on, well, sort of the journey to become an anime fan, and we're sort of stuck in the middle of the 1990s, and I thought this would be a good time to take a bit of a pause and look at some of the things from the 90s that are very much 1990s, to the point of which these can't even be sort of found nowadays. I mean, I've done a reverse image search on these what they call closed change cells, and with the exception of the one that's actually underneath this one, which is a Tenchi Muyo one, there's really little to no information about them. So what are they? Well, they're an interesting concept. So basically what you see on the front is sort of what's in there. So it's a cell with the characters underneath. So in this case, it would be Yuri and Kai from Duty Pair Flash. And then there's an actual cell for each of these costumes. So the actual figure, the actual cell itself, the base cell basically has Yuri and Kai in some undergarments, and then you can layer a cell over the top. Essentially, you could change up the look of your image every day, I suppose is the best way to put it. So let's just pause this for a second. We'll open up this and we'll show you what actually is inside. So when you open up, the first thing you're going to get is a cover sheet. And they all came with a cover sheet. I actually lost one somewhere along the way, unfortunately, which I think was a Tenchi Muyo Ryoki, which had Kyon and Mahoshi on it. So you can see that already there's clothing sheets. So they're on a clear sort of laminate sheet, which you can then secure over it. So that was, and these actually got what they are. So that was robe. What's this one? This one is plain clothes. This would be battle clothes. I'll come off. Try and do this gently. And of course, then there is leotard. And we'll go one by one on these. And of course, then there's armor. Now, I didn't actually realize it's been such a long time since I've had it out. Yuri and Kai are actually anatomically incorrectly naked. But the idea is, of course, you would put these on. There's actually little tabs up the top and bottoms to actually tab them in so you could align them properly. And you would get, well, let's see if I can get this to line up without tabbing them in. Something along the lines of that. So as you go through each version of the outfit, you would get a different look. Let's try and keep that on there. So again, you would get... let's get this sort of lining up. A bit hard when you've got one hand on the camera and the other hand trying to do this, but we will get there. And yes, you would get so like that would be leotard and so forth and so forth. And of course, I said they did different ones. So that was the Dirty Pair Flash one. That's because a Tenchi Muyo one. And actually, if I hold this correctly, if you actually do a reverse image search, someone is actually in Japan selling one of these at the time of recording this video for about $20. This one, unlike the Dirty Pair one, actually is a little bit nicer. This one was a little bit more finesse to it, because it actually does come with a paper standee on the back, so you can actually stand this up and display it, where the Dirty Pair one was sort of never had that. But again, it's the same sort of principle. It's let me get it out and we'll have a quick look. 2 secs. And we've got it out of its packaging now. So it's basically the same as what we just showed you with the Dirty Pair. You can see this one's been out a little bit more. It's got a little bit ferruling there. So this got a little bit more punishment over the years. And again, it's the same sort of principle. There's less clothing, I think, sells with this one. But you can see what I'm saying. So Mahoshi, Sasami and Ryoko obviously have undergarments on, and then you can just, again, like we did with the Dirty Pair, we can just layer up, get it correctly, and then we get, obviously, like this various, and wherever it is, Ryoko's there as well. We got to get Ryoko as well. I'm just going to get it correctly. I'm making absolute balls up of it because I'm not using the clipped parts, but you get the general idea. Each costume, which of course there's a fighting costume, there's a yukata costume, there's a swimwear costume, casual wear, and then Miko. So there's about 5 cells. So actually the same as what was with the Dirty Pair. So that's, oh, let's not lose that. So this is sort of, you know, one of those quintessential 1990s things, and as I said, very hard to find any information on. Yeah, they were called closed change cells. Pass out. I mean, I remember buying these. I couldn't even remember where I bought these. But I remember them just being very funky and sort of that, I loved Dirty Pair at the time and I loved Tension Muir at the time, so they were well worth the purchase. So as a little bit of a 1990s sort of thing, these were well worth reviewing and having a bit of a look at today. So thank you very much for watching, and I'm sure we will see you next week.